Hey everybody, it's Matt Johnson. We're back with another episode of Real Estate Uncensored. This is the place where you get actionable ideas, insight, and inspiration to turn your real estate career into a life of freedom. We have an amazing and fun guest with us today. This is going to be an awesome episode because me and Greg are all over the place. We're tired, we're jet lagged, we're possibly drugged up and caffeinated, and I don't know about our guest, but it's going to be a good, very loose episode. And so we're going to be talking about how to build a business-to-business referral kind of network and develop strategic partnerships with companies at the business level to send you business in exchange for promoting them actively, as well as how to incorporate charitable giving and really build a strong database and referral-based business. So this is going to be an incredibly good episode. So it doesn't matter whether you are a team, whether you're an individual agent, doesn't matter whether you're starting out or you've been in the business for 30 years, you will pick up something very, very valuable for this episode. I know just from talking to our guest for a few minutes before we went live, just about how we wanted to structure the episode, there's going to be some incredible takeaways from this. I know that. So anyway, before we get to her, let's bring in the rambling man.
Mr. Man of the World, all over the place, having fun, never ever going to be tied down. It won't be, will not be, is always going to be on the road, being a free man of the world. No, I am literally sitting in a hotel lobby, if you guys can see what's around behind me. And it just so you guys can see how high technology we are. See those? Yep, those are baby stools that you are going to be propped on the entire show. And right before Jenny, Matt, and I got on, I was scampering around like a crack addict looking for my next fix, trying to get to that trying to get something that I wouldn't be looking down or looking up or something like that. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's lively. If you guys hear a lot of noise, I'm going to be, muting myself a little bit because it is a live lobby down here. So, Jenny, you are awesome. Hi. I just have to say that to you. You've been such a good sport, laughing at me the entire first part of the show. So we're building a friendship. I feel the love. So
thank you. I feel it.
That's right. And officially, Jennie Wolek.
Yeah.
So give everybody that doesn't know who you are, and I know there's a lot of people that might be listening to this that do know who you are, but give everybody that doesn't just a 60-second bio on who you are, where you are, and what you do.
Okay. Thank you. I'm excited to be here. I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the middle of America, and I'm born and bred. I went off to Norman, Oklahoma for the University of Oklahoma for many years, and I'll be there tomorrow to watch us beat the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Heck yeah, they will.
Thank you. Support us.
The Buckeyes.
And,
Buckeyes. Yeah, as a Husker football fan and former Big 12 member, I always will support the Big 12.
Thank you.
I'm a massive football fan, so I'm with you all the way on that.
Yeah, Greg has literally no idea of the words that just came out of our mouths.
No, not at all.
Oh my gosh, you guys are crazy. So anyway, back to me.
Back to you. Yes.
So let's see. So I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I've been in real estate for 16 years, and with Keller Williams for now 10 years. And really, I love it so much. And I have a small team of talented rock stars. And we have, over the last year, helped over 95 families buy or sell a home. And this year, our goal is to help 120.
Well, Matt said we were getting prepped for this. Now, you say tiny team, small team. Can you define that number, please?
Okay, sure. 5 people.
That's a good, healthy size. I mean, that's like a manageable group of people. I mean,
thank you. Yes.
It's small. It's like 1. Okay, that's small. You're like right in the average middle. I like this.
In fact, some people, Greg, might not even call that a team. That's really it's
a person, a human, a single person.
Yeah. All right. So Jenny, give us the breakdown on what a little bit of the structure of it, what your roles are versus the people that are around you. What are their roles?
Okay, so I am the lead listing specialist. I still take the listings and go on appointments and lead generate daily, looking for buyers and sellers to help. We have a buyer specialist and 2 administrative rock stars, so closing, contract to closing coordinator and listing manager, marketing administrative person. And I don't mean to call them, I mean, they actually are my rock and the team, so I don't want to belittle their roles. And then another lady that came on in March, and she's really morphed into more of a membership concierge, so like a database, helps us keep in touch with our touches to our calls to our database quarterly, helps connect us with business partners, and she's kind of just helps us prospect more than I was able to do by myself.
Gotcha. Very, very cool. Okay.
How did you build your team? Just out of pure curiosity. I know a lot of people when they start building teams, they're always like, okay, I want to get a buyer's agent right off the bat. Now, did you get a buyer's agent? Did you get a listing agent? Did you get an admin staff? How did you build this? And did you build it over a long period of time or very, very, very short?
I'd say a long period of time, about 5 years. So 5 years ago, if you guys are familiar with Keller Williams, we have this program called Bold.
A small little brokerage, right? You guys are just a startup?
Yeah,
okay.
boutique. Yeah.
We're getting there. And so I took this course that is this mindset and business class, and it really changed everything for me. And so I pretty much doubled my production that next year after taking that class and getting a coach. And so my building of a team wasn't out of me having this desire to conquer the world or dominate my market. My building of a team came out of necessity because I'm a mom, and my daughter was small. And when she's, pretending she's on the phone and on the computer because she's mirroring what she sees of me, that was pretty crappy. So I built a team out of necessity, out of getting my life back and being at home on weekends and in the evening. So
your daughter, now you built this team how long ago though? Last year, 2 years ago, 5 years ago? 5 years ago. So how old is your daughter now?
9.
Look at that big old smile.
Wow.
She's cute.
9. She's made it. So now is she still looking at her mom with the phone and the computer, or is she completely changed after you built the team?
Life is a lot different. We've gone to Disney World 5 times over the last 5 years. So I think she now sees that when mommy has to do a little bit of work, there's a reward in it for her. So yeah.
So you're bribing your daughter. I love it.
Yes.
Mommy needs
All
to work.
Parents do it.
Well, it's a long and proud tradition, Greg, which I'm sure you know, being the son of a realtor. But I don't have that personal experience. I have a different one. But there was a guy that I really respect, a legend in real estate down in Australia, that he had several kids, and growing up, they knew that if he had to ditch out on them to go take a listing appointment, they were excited. They would pile out of the car and say good luck and high five him on the way out, because he knew that if they knew that if he got that listing, then it was party time, like candy, and like he would take him out for something. And, this was back in the 70s, so going out for a soda was a big deal. Now, if you offered a kid that, they'd smack you in the face and go back to looking at their iPhone. But so it's about giving the rewards, and I'm fortunate to I get to go do the Disneyland thing with my girlfriend and her little one next week, so that'll be awesome. So
awesome.
Yeah, it's all about finding those little rewards, right?
What the hell? Yeah. I'm going to be in Southern California with you, and you didn't throw the invite out at me?
I was not aware that you would want to get. That's a child land. It's literally a land for children, Greg.
You just drink heavily before you go, take a lot of Perel, and you're good to go, and you're done.
Well, then your behavior will probably match a lot of the 2-year-olds. All right, so there was a question here that that I wanted to throw out to both of you guys. And Jenny, you mentioned that you prospect daily to find that next round of sellers and expose those buyer opportunities and things like that. So there was a question from the Lead Gen Scripts and Objections group, and I know this comes up a lot, and it might be easy for both of you guys to dispense, but I want to get both of your perspectives on it. So Luke Tollettson asks, for prospecting calls, if they don't answer, do you A, just leave a voicemail and consider it a touch, B, leave a message but try again the next day, or C, do you make multiple consecutive attempts without leaving a message and then just leave the message on the final attempt? So I know this will vary a little bit by prospecting method, but just in general, Jenny, let's start with you. What's your approach to leaving voicemails during your prospecting time?
So at this point in my business, my prospecting lead follow-up calls are usually to database or referrals or warm leads. And so for me,
definitely picking up and calling them multiple times from your phone until they get excited and pick
phone
up.
Harassment is what you're saying.
Phone harassment, yeah. I got you.
Or there's going to be a restraining order soon to be levied. Okay.
I've just found that depending on the lead, there's going to be a different response to this question. For me, in having a strong database and sphere business, it's usually a touch by leaving a voice message. And then, of course, I use Top Producer as my database, my CRM. So I'm always then just setting my next follow-up reminder to, keep in touch so I don't forget, because otherwise I will.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're all horrible. And that's the
Oh,
great. I think Adam Carolla makes a great point, which is don't overestimate your own abilities. Just count on something else reminding you to do that because you're not as good as you think you are and don't think you are.
that's why I have a Matt Johnson. Greg.
No, that's why you have an Eileen. You have a team manager. That's what she's for. I am not your team manager.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I have both of you. So it's a great team.
So in other words, Jenny, the calls that you're making are, for the most part, these are database and sphere calls. They're picking up the phone, in other words. And if they aren't, you're able to just judge on a case-by-case basis whether you need to leave a message, or maybe you switch over to shooting off a text or a Facebook message or something even less formal.
Right. So if I'm in a place where I need contacts and I've got to have that voice to voice, then I'm going to shoot them a text because I find nobody answers their phone anymore. I don't, unless I know who's calling me. And so I'm going to shoot them a text. Hey, give me a call real quick. It's Jenny. And man, they'll call you right back. Same with Facebook message. However you need to go about bringing them offline and
yeah. Have you experimented with Facebook Messenger at all? Like leaving people voice messages using Facebook Messenger?
You know, I haven't because I've received them. I thought they were kind of creepy.
What?
Greg has taken to starting to do this to me. And,
yes.
I'm not sure if I think it's creepy, but it's a little bit different because you expect a Facebook message to be a text. So then I look at it and I'm like on the phone. I'm like,
I can't listen to that.
I can't listen to that. Yeah.
Oh my God. Jenny, what are you? You're a millennial, I'm assuming, right?
No, I'm 43 years old. I'm freaking old. So
you have a millennial heartbeat and mindset. I get it. Okay. So I'm the old dog in this whole parade. Well, because Matt, he literally will not pick up my voice messages, which I love the voice messages. I love the video messages. I think they're amazing because I'm dyslexic. Writing shit sucks. And I would much rather send you a voice message or a quick 15-second, yo, Jenny, what up, player? Hey, I'm down here. Let's grab a bite.
That assumes that I have the time to listen to it.
I'm the B-list friend now. Thanks. Okay, that's cool.
That's awesome. But it is true, Greg. I was thinking about that. Like, obviously, you and I are very close and we're in business together and all this stuff. But when you send me a 30-second message versus a text that takes me literally 3 seconds to scan and get the same content, I have to delay when I get that message. So I totally get where Jenny's coming from. And it's one of those things where it's just because the tech tool is available doesn't mean it's always the right tool for the job.
So I'm going to leave you 60-second messages.
Yeah, know your audience. Yeah, that's great. You go right ahead because I won't listen to it. So Greg, let's turn to you and get your perspective on that. Obviously, you like the voice messages over Messenger and things like that. But when you're much more of a hardcore prospector because you're doing your dad and Chris handle a lot of the database and sphere stuff. You're very much focused on circle prospecting, and so you are going for the numbers. And you do. I know you leave voicemails, but what's your policy on that? I mean, do you do the whole Grant Cardone, like calling from a landline, calling from a cell phone? Don't leave a message until you have decided this is the last time you're calling out of that batch of calls. Do you do anything like that?
No, because I just don't care about that much. I mean, honestly, I'm going to call through just mass number wise. And I know that every 250 outbound reaches that I do, I will get one solid prospect. So I know if I sit there and I can do 200 calls, my numbers have come up dramatically from last year to this year. Last year, I could do 124 phone calls an hour. I don't know what has changed, but I can do 200 plus an hour. Same ring count, same everything. And I can do 200 calls an hour. So I stand there for an hour and a half or less. I can do 250, 300, and I'll get one solid lead per day, 5 leads per week, mathematically averaging them out. So I'm not going back and trying to hunt them down. It's like a hot chick at a bar. Look, dude, if you don't want to talk to me, you don't want to talk to me. That's fine. I'm not going to beg for your business. At the end of the day, if you want to hang out, we're going to hang out. But I mean, I'm just watching both of you. I first was watching Jenny to see how she was going to react to this, and then Matt kicked in.
It's like a hot chick at a bar. That's right. If you don't want to talk to you, I don't need your business. That's right.
Yeah.
What are hot chicks buying from you at a bar?
Have you seen this? No.
All right. That's enough of that conversation. You can tell this is a live podcast.
Oh yeah, no more of that, man. Keep it under control, buddy.
All right. So take me back a little, Jenny, and then we want to give some people some shout outs, and then we'll go more into the content on what you've done with the strategic business relationships. I want to really dive deep on that because I think it's going to be super, super useful to a lot of people. Mm-hmm. But take me back a little bit. So now you're in a position where most of your prospecting is not like what Greg's doing. You're not making the initial contact. These are not cold reach outs necessarily, but when they were cold, how did you develop these, and how did you expand your database to the point where it's at now, where you're not doing a lot of cold prospecting? Because a lot of people would love to get to that point.
Well, I'll just be the voice of the agents that aren't the high D, hit it hard prospector. And however you can do it this way, it just takes a lot longer. And so that's why I've been in the business for 16 years and have just had small incremental growth. Like I said, not to take over the world yet. I'm on my way though. For me, it is, our biggest source of business, our database. So over the past year, I got a new business coach, which was great because I had been hiding behind a friendship and relationship and wasn't responding the way that I should. I wasn't being held accountable. And so with the new coach, I couldn't hide behind it. And so I was very vulnerable. And that coach got me back really prospecting, looking for buyers and sellers daily. And you want to say something, Greg?
Yeah, of course I do. You kidding me? I always want to say something. But I mean, so you're hiding behind a relationship and a friendship. So that was a hindrance to you. Talk a little bit about that, because a lot of people go and talk to people that they're the easy, soft mark, that they go like, oh my God, I can go talk to Jenny because Jenny is my friend and she'll keep me accountable, knowing full well that you will coddle them and say, it's okay. It's okay. You're doing such a good job. But in reality, you aren't doing shit, right? So what was that transition like? I mean, first off, why did you pick the person you picked? And second off, what was the catalyst getting you out of your comfort zone?
Right. So, so I had taken that bold course 5 years ago and had this huge change in growth and mindset in my business and my life, and was just with that same coach for a long time because it was easy. And then I realized that I had some change up in my team where I got 2 jobs back in the same week, where I got to be a listing agent and a buyer agent over again. And I knew that I had to get real and right at the same time. So I had to dive back into taking accountability by getting a new coach. And I took that bold course 4 times last year, back to back to back. I traveled out of town. I traveled to Oklahoma City 3 times. And really, I mean, one of the biggest sources of my business come from realtor referrals. And so that whole database is also kind of treated like a Sphere database as well. So they get lots of
about the people that you've gone through bold with.
Yeah.
Because you get access to the emails of the other agents that you've been through, or is that right?
No,
I remember somebody else mentioning that at one point.
When realtors get added to my database, it's because I've actually had a conversation with them and I actually met them. I mean, I have their card, I have a system, I'm going to handwrite a note and put them into our system of touches and quarterly postcards. And I just created an agent video blog to help out agents who may need tips or tricks. That just rolled out this week with viral marketing. So
So you're doing that so you're doing the normal stuff for your database when we're talking about that, but then on top of that, you're doing agent tips and like sending helpful educational videos to agents in your area. Yeah.
Right.
Very cool. Okay. So you're actually running like a full database program just for agents. Cause what's the percentage you said again on how much that makes up of your business, agent referrals?
13%. This year.
Yeah, and that's ridiculous for not being. I mean, would you consider? Does Tulsa have a little bit of a resort market because of its location? I mean, there's some mountains there, right? I mean,
serious?
No, I'm serious. Like I've been to Oklahoma City multiple times, so I've heard a little bit about Tulsa being like
the cutest thing I've ever heard.
Like the Lake of the Ozarks. I thought maybe there's some mountains over there, right?
I love it.
Is it like a resort destination? Yes.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Okay.
No,
not at all.
we
all right.
are.
So that's extraordinarily high percentage for your market. You're just having normal market.
Yes. So my realtor referrals come from traveling for events and classes and things where I meet people along the way. So
gotcha. So a lot of people view other agents as competition. So what was your strategy to go up to let's say you met Greg McDaniel and Matt Johnson at, let's say we're at a X, Y, and Z conference, right? Do you just walk up and you're just a normal human being? You're like, hey, what's going on? How's life? Blah, blah, blah. Here's my card. If you have a referral, send it over to me. Or is it something much more convoluted and, interesting?
Oh, well, I'm so interesting. So I'm sure it would be.
Naturally.
No, not at all. It is so simple. I mean, whenever we are anywhere, don't we just naturally talk about what we do? And I just ask lots of questions. I've tried to not talk about myself, rather get to know you and your business. And is there anything that I can do to help you out? And, now that we've had a connection and a conversation, now you're going in my database. So
well, see, I felt we've had a connection. I mean,
you're going in, buddy.
Oh yeah, we're all the way in the database. All right, good stuff. No, but see, the reason why I asked this question is the fact that so many people make it so hard in their brain, going, "Oh my God, I can't talk to another agent; they're going to take my business," or this, that, or another thing. 1,000 different reasons why they don't want to talk to them. But you made it sound so simple right there. I mean, you're just a normal human.
Yeah, so where it all came from and why I've always done this is when I first got in real estate, I worked for a small company, and then we acquired a Century 21 in Norman, Oklahoma. And in order to receive referrals, relocation referrals at this company, you had to give them. So I was trained to have a database of realtors across the country. So that has just carried over all these years, that then when I moved from Norman, Oklahoma to Tulsa, Oklahoma, back to my hometown, I've got this huge database of realtor friends in Norman. Half my business of referrals come from Norman, Oklahoma City realtors, because we're close enough that we, share business back and forth. So
it's 45 minutes, 60 minutes. Right?
You just keep going with your geography. I'm loving this.
Oh, are you serious? Man, one of my best friends grew up in Lawton. What the hell is the matter with me? How far is Tulsa from Oklahoma City?
It's about an hour and a half. So
okay, hour and a half. All right.
Yeah.
You missed it by 30 minutes, Matt.
How do you not know?
Live. Good Lord.
Sorry.
All right. Anyway, so that's where that's coming from. So I want to talk about the strategic business partnerships and some of those things that you're putting together. First, Greg, do you have anybody that you want to shout out real quick?
No.
Maybe not offhand.
I am so traveling right now. It's been, okay, check this out, guys. I was flying out of Oakland. I was supposed to leave 2 days ago at 9:27 p.m. 6-hour delay because of high winds out of SFO. I got there at 6 something. I left at 12:30. Holy sheep shit. That is a delay. Get into New York City at 9 o'clock in the morning. Then I I am forced to stay in the airport until 2:30 p.m. that same day. Trust me, I know this airport backwards and forwards. I even got friends that I'm going to send postcards to that work at different restaurants.
Of course you do.
Naturally. And I got to tell you, I mean, I wish I had some people to shout out to, but I'm so batshit crazy right now when it comes to, I keep asking, Stevie, who I'm down here in South Carolina with, going, what day is it? She's like, Greg, I told you 6 times. It's Friday. I'm like, what date is it? It's the 16th. 10 minutes later, what date is it? The 16th. So no, I sadly do not have anyone to shout out to. No. Right. I want to give a big shout out to my friend Jenny.
It's just excuses.
Oh, shut up!
I can share my travel nightmare story from last night and into this morning, but that would require a slightly longer podcast, and Jenny would get bored.
Okay, Sparky, what you got?
All right. So I was supposed to fly into the lovely and scenic Omaha last night at midnight, and we got about 50 feet from the ground, and they pulled up and accelerated and pulled away and said, we can't land. And it's not looking good, so we're going to land in Kansas City, and then we're going to fuel up again and see if we can come back.
Hey, that's only 4 hours from me.
Yeah. Oh, I'm believe me, I'm aware. I've made that drive. Not to Tulsa, but to Oklahoma City, which clearly I don't know any of the relation of where that is, but I know it's in the same state. Anyway, so we got into Kansas City. They break the news. Yeah, we're not going to Omaha. You can either rent a car or we'll try to hook you up with a hotel. The hotel was more like a discount on maybe possibly getting a hotel. So I called and booked a hotel, found a hotel. Okay. Catch one of the last Uber drivers that's at the airport at 1 o'clock in the morning. Get to the hotel. They incorrectly booked me. They're all full.
Oh, no, they didn't.
I'm in like Kansas City, Kansas, like the hood area. Like it was a nice hotel, but we had to drive through the hood to get there. Anyway, so they spent the next 45 minutes getting me another hotel. I did not get into a hotel room until 3 a.m. this morning. And then had to get up first thing in the morning, fly out this morning. I literally got to my parents' house and had to set up and do 3 podcasts in a row.
So what you're telling me is that you're on a vacation.
Sure. Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, from hell.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So let's talk
Nice.
about, well, first of all, the free resource, gregsfavoritescripts.com, and then the farming training course, farmlikegreg.com. So go check out both of those things. That's the only shout outs I've got. We talked about viral marketing a little bit, but obviously we love them. That's where I came from. That's how me and Greg met. So we love what they do. Jennie does the program. Not only does she do the regular educational videos, but you're doing the agent tips and tricks to help attract more referrals and potentially recruit agents, as I understand it. So if there's people listening to this in Tulsa, if they're watching the interview, what kind of what's the next step for you as far as building the team out before we get into the business? Like the strategic relationship stuff, who are you looking for to potentially join up with?
I like the way you think. So I am, next would be, with our awesome goals of helping 120 families this year, we'll be looking to add probably another agent, probably buyer agent, showing agent to help out. Also the next near steps will be expansion to towns around me. So Owasso, Oklahoma is 30 minutes away and has a nice community there.
Oh, I know it well.
Yeah, I know. You do.
Yeah, geographical king over there. I'm sure you know.
That's right.
Yeah, and just from
it's tucked in. It's a chalet town tucked in the mountains, right?
Yeah, right below that phenomenal ski resort, right?
Yeah. So that's our next year's growth plan is to add some expansion agents and some more buyer agents. And I'm ready to soon enough get out of the listing agent role. I really love training and traveling and being in front of people and sharing. So that's my goal.
Cool.
Yeah.
Love it. Right. All right. Well, let's dive into the main part of what we wanted to get into that you have to share, which is the business partnership and like strategic relationships that you're developing. So just take me through like the genesis of that, like where'd the idea like come from and how did you get kind of the ball rolling on this whole thing?
Okay, so a couple years ago when the ESO course was created with Keller Williams, so Gary Keller's talking about us being expansion, finding expansion agents near us first, growing small. I took that course. It's called ESO, and quickly learned that my centralized hub is what we call our hometown where our business is located was nowhere ready to expand. And I think lots of agents experience that. They say, oh, holy crap, I have a lot of work to do still before I'm ready to expand my business to another town. And the piece of it that I got out of it, though, was this B2B program, so business to business. We've tweaked it to call it our preferred service providers, so we call it our PSPs. And we just have, over time, it kind of just started with who do we like to do business with. It doesn't have to even be somebody that is in business related to real estate. It could be just any kind of vendor in town, any kind of small business. And it really started with just supporting our own database. So past clients of ours that own small businesses, how can we help you? And so the script kind of goes something like, hey, Greg, we had such a great time working with you. Is there anyone that you can think of that owns a small business that gives excellent customer service that we can reach out to? Because we always want to, be in business with great people. And so it's just asking those questions of our friends and business partners.
Jennie, I'm sure glad that you did ask, because I know a great diabetes specialist. His name is Matt Johnson. He got into this line of work because his 3 obese babies were just terrorizing his household. And so he got into it with a passion. And so he'd be a perfect resource for anything that you might need.
Well, that is awesome. So can you go ahead and shoot me a text with this information and I can follow up? I appreciate that, by the way.
Oh, it would be my pleasure. He might be a little slow on the roll, given the fact that he's got 3-ton little kiddos in the back seat. So, but yeah, I'll send you a text right over there.
Okay. Or should I
look for the low riding vehicle?
Okay.
That's Matt's car. Yeah.
Okay. Or should I leave him a voice message through Facebook Messenger? Or
yeah, well, if he would listen to it.
Oh my gosh, that's right. Yeah, I pictured. I have this image of like an '86 4-door Impala just riding low on the ground with 3 kids in the back, all of them like just pounding McDonald's.
just like this though, because the back seat. I mean, you're like it's like a ski boat when you first start getting going. All the weights in the back. Yeah,
exactly. All right.
So many people actually think that's real. So I gotta clarify. Matt and I totally mess around with each other. He's not married. He doesn't have fat ass kids. He's got a beautiful, wonderful girlfriend, and that's the best part about it because it's so not true.
Oh yeah, it all came out of role playing. You made me up a fake wife, and the fake wife apparently we had a kid, and then that became 3 kids, and the kids became fat, and it was all downhill from there. But so Jennie, take me through the process of, I think people, if they look at that and go, look, I would love to develop something like that, but there's a few points of like a lack of clarity that will keep them from getting started. You mentioned kind of the scripting. That's one thing. The other thing would be, what are the industries that you're going after? And who are the people, if it's not the owner themselves, which a lot of times it will be, but if it's not, like who's the best contact person to potentially reach out to have that type of scripted conversation? So go talk about those 2 things.
Okay, well, first it just started with our database or people that we already knew. I've even put it on Facebook of, hey, we're always looking for great people, small businesses to add to our database. Who do you know that gives great customer service? So it's just kind of lead generating for those, and then personal referrals. So, I mean, of course, in real estate, we can start with the businesses that we use all the time, inspectors and insurance agents and lenders. You start with that, right? You've got to have those people and then expand on it from there. So go to other things. I mean, my sister owns a catering company and they do an amazing job. So she's always in front of a lot of people. So wouldn't it make sense that I help promote her business? Let's see, other things like
branded napkins.
Yes.
What?
Oh my gosh. And the other idea and where this all came from was at, this company I work with, Keller Williams. We've got this app.
The boutique startup?
Yes. Right. We've got this app that's already inside our mobile website app that is for us agents. So every single Keller Williams agent right now, if you don't know this, you need to go check it out. You have a HomeKeeper, HomeKeeper.com app, and it's inside of our mobile app, and then you download it. Now, inside of that app, why it's cool is because I was finding, why are we promoting our mobile app to our past clients who aren't buying or selling a house anytime soon? Why do they need that app? Well, they don't. So how about instead we promote this HomeKeeper app? It's for homeowners. And so that inside of this app, they get to put in their home information. It's going to give them maintenance reminders on their home. And then it's going to provide our directory of our service providers that we'd like to share. So in that list, you go through and click on these different service providers, and there are our people with, we make videos with them, and their website's in there. Any promotions they're offering is in there. So it just became this kind of cross way of promoting our people and sharing with our database all in one.
That's awesome. We actually have something similar to that, not quite as in depth, but we call it the good guy list. It's our go-to referrals, right? And it's an incredibly powerful thing, isn't it? I mean, you guys are way deeper, way more advanced than we are on that. But I mean, it's one of our biggest assets that we can offer out to our past clients.
Right. And our future clients or friends who aren't buying or selling right now, we're still a resource for them, even if it's unrelated to real estate right now. We're just in a relationship business. And if they happen to know somebody that needs help with real estate, then they'll think of us. The other thing is that this covenant, it's called a covenant. And so when we go out and meet with these business providers, we just say, hey, here's the deal. We think that you're great and we'd like to be in business with you. Here's what we're going to do for you. So we're going to make a video with you. We're going to share it with our huge database by way of email. We're going to promote you on our websites, and you can share that link as well. Facebook, social media, everywhere that we will promote you. And all that we ask is in return, in a calendar year, you provide us with a referral that results in a piece of business. And so far, we just started implementing this in the last few months. We've gotten 22 businesses that have signed this covenant and are in agreement to be in a partnership with us, which is so cool. We've got a goal to get to 50 here shortly. So
could you share that contract with me?
Yeah, sure.
Because I would love to hog tie my local businesses into doing business with me. That would be amazing.
I didn't come up with this idea, by the way. I totally stole it. So no. That's how we work in this business, right?
No, you've got to take ownership of that. Come on now.
No.
No, not do it, McDaniel.
I am not smart. I just copy everybody else.
All right, so you start with your so you start with the standard kind of businesses that we all think of in terms of the ones that are the closest that we deal with on an active basis.
Yeah.
How much once you get past that list, is there any unique industries or any unique type of businesses that you looked at and went, yeah, that's I wouldn't have thought of them, but now that the opportunities come up, I am partnering up with them. Anything unexpected?
Yeah, I'm going to look through my list here. So some friends that own small bakeries in town, any local business that I really want to, support shopping local with friends that are business owners, car detailing, a past client owns a car detailing shop, Jiffy Lube, it's an oil and gas. I don't know if you guys have those where you're from. One of my past Jiffy Lubes. Yeah.
Yes, we do.
That's enough. And he owns 16 in town. So he's a big business owner, and he's a past client and always is a cheerleader. So shouldn't I be promoting his business? So that's just kind of where it all started and came from. And now Teresa on our team, I found that I wasn't properly following up the way that I should. So now it's just a documented to-do list for her. She's got reminders to call them at least monthly just to touch base. Is there any specials you're running right now that we can promote on Facebook for you? Any thing new in the industry? We've got some wood floor companies that are business partners, and are there any new trends in the industry that you're seeing and that we can share with our people? So she's going to be able to stay on top of them better to make sure that we're getting those referrals along the way.
Yeah, I love that. That's I did that a little bit when I was working with Jeff Cohn last year to start up. We were looking at implementing an entirely new, very hyper local focused website for him, backed up by community like drive-through GoPro videos of specific neighborhoods in that area, and then we're going to do like interviews with business owners and stuff like that. So I actually started reaching out and building that list, starting to do the interviews, and man, people were really receptive. That those calls are very easy. As far as the range of cold calls go between expireds where you want to potentially shoot yourself or somebody else in the head, like that being a 10, this was like a 2. So it's an easy call to make. They're super receptive. It's really just an issue of getting over the, are you selling me something? But if you come back and say, no, look, this is, we want to help promote you, and in exchange, hopefully you help promote us. As long as you commit to sending us one piece of business a year, we're good with that. We'll do everything we can to help promote you. Like that's a very, it just makes sense to people, so I feel like it overcomes a lot of that resistance that you might ordinarily have, right?
Right. Absolutely. And even just over the last year or 2 years, as we've had this Facebook world, I mean, I'm old, so that's my still social media platform. No, I'm just saying, like the Snapchat, I can't get into that yet or whatever. So Facebook's still our main form of social media, and people now in my friends and my database and our business page fans see us as being active in the community. So there is no issue with them wanting to be in business with us. So we've built that relationship. And we like that fun.
Oh yeah, I mean, I love that idea. I mean, I've been one to do. Sorry, these guys are fucking loud. The thing I want to do the most is come up with a good form, a good way to engage with local businesses. And what you're talking about right now is phenomenal, because I've always just talked about just going out and just been like, hey, I'll do a video for you. But now it's like, hey, I'll do a video for you. I'll promote you. But if you can just promise to give me just one piece of business, because that just,
and naturally it'll be more than that.
Of course, because you put your time, energy, and everything else. You're having fun with them. You're actually out and about. You're going to meet some new people. One of the things I talk about all the time is that, when you're out doing that, if you can hand out 25 business cards every single day, while doing that, meeting all the staff, meeting everybody else, you can compound the effect that you're going to have on reaching people that maybe you would never have crossed paths with.
Absolutely. And Teresa on the team has been taking over this piece, and she's getting so much energy. She's lead generating in the mornings in the office, and then her afternoons are going out and finding and connecting or signing up new people. She's getting so much energy from being out in the world talking to people. And then they own rental property, or they have a daughter that's about to buy a house.
Wait a minute. They're actual people that might have needs themselves?
So weird.
What?
No.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
But,
It's a contact
yeah.
sport, and that's where we get our energy from, right?
And contact does not mean a text, Matt. Contact means actually having a conversation with another human being, just like you two fools. Like, hey, Greg, I'm gonna send you guys a video. Ooh, I don't have time to watch that. But you can send me a text, and I'll get right back to you. This should be.
That's the breaks, buddy. But I mean, I'm developing something similar in to grow the podcasting service end of things, end of my business. And I've talked about it on the show. Greg, you weren't there because you couldn't make it. But Wednesday on the show with Brian Trachel, talking about LinkedIn, I went into kind of my strategy for researching potential strategic partnerships and referral partners on LinkedIn, which in my case would be other podcast hosts, right? So there are people that might need my services, but more importantly, they can refer me to potential clients. And just the more of those people I know, essentially the more relationships I have in that industry with other people that are doing the same thing I am, the better. Like, good things happen. It's all clients and partners and all that good stuff. And so I mean, I put something very similar in place for my business, and I'm already seeing the results of that. Doing, I think I did 5 calls last week with other people that are speakers, trainers, consultants, coaches that also happen to host their own podcast. They're all people I want to be in relationship with. They all go into my database. I've had an actual phone conversation with them. One guy happened to just stumble across on LinkedIn. I didn't have a chance to reach out to him yet. He just saw that I viewed his profile. He reached out to me, said, hey, it looks like we have a lot of synergies. I'd love to chat. We scheduled a call, and now we have a call set up for another month from now to touch base again to talk about how we can help each other grow each other's podcasting businesses. So, I mean, it's just like Jenny, you're right. Like the energy that comes from like connecting with people and then helping them to connect with other people that can help them. There's really nothing like it. That's really the part of growing a business that is my favorite so far.
Right. And I've never spent any money on a Zillow or any kind of web lead system or service of any kind, because I just always felt that I'd rather have fewer quality referrals and leads versus this big massive number of cold, warm stuff. So that's just where it's not distracting for me. We're just really focused on real people.
Well, it's also, you can grow that. Actually grow that instead of being overwhelmed by a tidal wave. Let's say you get 30. It's so loud, guys. If this is coming through, my deepest apologies.
You really can't hear a lot of the background noise, Greg. I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Really?
Yeah, it's the microphone. It's just not picking up a lot of the background noise. So go for it.
You're good.
Gotta love the little fuzzy talk. But seriously, it is really one of the. Damn it! I lost my freaking train of thought.
That's good. Go back to Jenny and ask about her database. All right, so Jenny, take us a little bit through. I love being able to do that. So take us through give us an idea of maybe the size, if you're willing to share, what's the size of your database, and what are the methods that you use to keep in touch with them, and maybe some of the content you put on social media that helps you keep in touch with your database.
Okay, so that's a great question. About a year ago when I got a new coach, he got me really on purpose with understanding my database. So in Keller Williams and from the Red Book, we call it METs. So METs are people that you actually know, have talked to. That's at least what I'm calling them, are people that are past clients, friends, family, or I have talked real estate with them. So I got super on purpose of going through thousands and thousands and thousands of contacts that had just been thrown in randomly over the years and getting on purpose with having them categorized correctly. So now officially my METs are 1,025.
Wow.
Of those METs, they are truly on a 33 touch. So the biggest piece of the 33 touch for me is going to be actually calling them quarterly. As agents, we just are either afraid of calling past clients, or we just forget about it, or we go, oh, they're fine. And then we drive by their house and the sign's in the yard.
Yeah. That moment sucks.
Yeah. And so, and having, scripts in place for each quarter when that's happening. Of course, the 33 touch for us is going to be a postcard in their mailbox every month. They have to see our faces, our pretty faces, and remind them that we're in business and we're in business to help them. I'm not big on recipe cards or cheesy postcards.
What?
Yeah.
I want my souffle recipe.
Well, here's the deal. It's like, we're in the business of selling houses, so let's tell them about that instead of how to cook something.
I like that idea. Much better.
And
Oh,
so,
man.
and then of course, since I use viral marketing, they get 2 videos in their inbox from me every month. We are really big on birthday calls, birthday cards, anniversary cards. I mean, those are the most fun calls for me to make. Something else that we do that's fun, I don't know if everyone does this. So since we're big in social media, if I've got a friend and I see that they've had some kind of life event, like a new job or a new baby's on the way, anything exciting, the good and the bad, then we'll just snap a picture of it and I'll send it to Valerie, and she sends it what we call hugs. So the subject line is hugs.
That's
and
awesome.
she sends them a card appropriate for whatever is going on in their life, so that we just feel like that's kind of an extra touch, that they know that we're taking our relationship offline to give them a hug.
So many people don't do that. They always think that it needs to be just business, 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 business. But in reality, look, you're a human being. Look, if I was to send you something about your daughter turning, well, congratulations, tomorrow, your daughter's 10th birthday.
Okay.
And I'd say, hey, what's your daughter's name, by the way?
Mia.
Hey, you know what, Jenny? Congratulations. It's Mia's 10th birthday. Here is a $10-$20 gift certificate to Haagen-Dazs ice cream, or to whatever, something fun and different. You'd be like, oh my God, this is an actual human being.
Yeah.
And that will make you stand out. I was in this hotel and I was talking to a gal that was serving us, and they had a big storm here in Charleston a couple of weeks ago. And the hotel, not only did they she was going to work the next night, but they said, hey, go get your kids. I know you're going to be super scared about them. Go get your kiddos. We're going to put you up in a double room, and we're going to buy them dinner, and we're going to buy them breakfast at no cost to you. Now, she is never going to leave this hotel chain as an employee.
No way.
So if you can find a way to make people feel secure, loved, and wanted and cherished in the way we do real estate, they'll never leave you. Not even if their mom gets into real estate, will they leave you. They'll be like, Mama, I love you. You made a great, great breakfast my entire life, but I got to use Greg McDaniel.
Yeah.
He gave me a hotel and breakfast one time for my kiddos, and that's it.
Yeah. You're right.
Greg McDaniel breaking the hearts of realtor mothers everywhere.
I don't know how to take
My
that,
mom
honestly.
would not use you. Sorry.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, man.
She's the fastest liker on all my Facebook stuff.
She's the fastest, like 3/4 of 1 second in, boom, like, done.
It's the swoop. It's the swoop in, like, yeah. All right. So one of the things that I like, you've done a couple of things. So with your social media, we talked a little bit about this before we went on the air, so I want to make sure that we cover it. But so you have the social stuff that's going out on social media, the more personal stuff, community event stuff and things like that. But then you're also doing things like where you're boosting posts about the business and about your activity, and success stories and things like that. And obviously viral helps with the videos, and like all that stuff goes on Facebook and LinkedIn and everything like that. So like it's that combination of like people, yes, they want to do business with people that they like, but they also have to trust you, and trust comes from credibility, and that comes from knowing that you know what you're doing. So like, tell me a little bit about like what's the credibility content that's going up on social media? Like, are you putting up obviously listings, and when you look at boosting something, what are you looking at boosting and why?
That's a great question. I mean, one of the things that I just thought of, it's a little off topic, was after closing, we send out a video, and it's inviting them and saying how much we enjoyed working with them, and we sure would love their support online, and we give them all the links to all of the Zillow's, Realtor.coms, and places where they can give us reviews. So we've got although I never have paid Zillow, they have been a great resource for our testimonials and reviews. So people are really going there and finding us there online and seeing that we do a good job there. So I don't know, Go look at my fan page and just see what we boost. It's just random. I have no skills. I just, hey, this looks good. I'm going to boost this. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I know Facebook has started to help that process by saying, hey, this post is performing better. Yeah. Obviously, they want you to spend money, so they're going to tell you that. But that is true. I mean, that's a nice strategy. And but yes, you don't have a specific strategy of going in and saying, all right, we're going to boost, one listing post a week, or posting certain content different days of the week. How many other people are involved with posting stuff directly to your fan page? Like, how many people have the right to post content on your behalf?
There are 3 of us with admin rights. And so mine will be whatever random thing is in my brain, because that's how I operate. Valerie on the team is way more systematic. She's going to do a lot of the inspirational stuff and the listing posts and things like that. Teresa's now got admin rights to boost and share posts of our preferred service partners. So it's a team effort, and it's just messy, and I just don't really care. It's just I can't care about that.
No, I like that because you've got the combination of systematic and authentic. So the authentic, just off the cuff stuff. Like you have to have that stuff, right? Yeah. That's what makes your social media feed so entertaining / infuriating. So
yeah, and you didn't accept my friend request either, Greg. So
how dare you, Greg? How dare you,
Jenny? When did you send me a friend request?
Another day.
Oh my word! Hold up. We're going to fix that.
Greg is close to 5,000 friends, so he may be physically incapable of accepting. He actually does have a legitimate excuse.
I actually do, but hold up. I'm going to see if I've just been a douche. I think I have been. Okay, I have 2 people, Jenny. So we're gonna solve this whole like friend problem right now.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I can share things with you.
That's right.
Thank God, and you can avoid me on social media when I send you messages. This is fantastic. Very symbiotic.
Exactly. Well, don't send an audio message. Nobody's going to listen. All right, so Jenny, quickly take us through.
We are now friends.
Good. Thank you.
So to finish off, quickly take us through the how you work in the charitable giving into the system.
Okay, yeah, awesome. So, back in 2013 in Oklahoma, we had these horrible tornadoes that destroyed lots of homes and areas in Oklahoma City, and so we started giving back $100 from every closing, and so that was in May of 2013, and so we gave back. It felt good. We're like, how can we keep this up? So we just kept it up the next year and the next year, where after closing, we would call our client and say, we loved working with you, and we would love to donate to your favorite nonprofit in your name. Who do you care about? What organization is near and dear to your heart? And the best part about that was having that conversation. You got to learn a little bit about them, of who they care and give to. I thought that was a really cool piece that was unexpected for me. I mean, I even cried sometimes with the reasons why. And so we just gave back. So selling 80 houses a year, we were giving back $8,000 to the community every year. So we wrote a little letter to the nonprofit organization, our letterhead, and saying it was in the name of, and our client's name. We weren't asking for anything back of any kind, yet we kept getting thank you letters, thank you letters, thank you letters from all these organizations around town. And so in thinking about my big purpose and focus in life is I love training and teaching. And so this Quantum Leap class was created by Gary Keller. And it is about training and helping our 18 to 24-year-olds. And I thought, oh my God, this is it. This was made for me, because if I had and received this training, this life class type material when I was that age, I could have gotten places maybe a little bit faster than I got there. And so how can I
we're sitting here not relating at all.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, yes we are.
Yes. And so that became my purpose, was to teach this class. So now it all is connected. So now we're donating a little bit back to our client's nonprofit, and the other piece is going to a nonprofit that I set up called Keys to the City. And so it's called Keys to the City. Its purpose is to give back to the community and to train, educate, and mentor our youth in town, so that I get to teach this class, and now we're going to offer these kids scholarships. Right now I've got a class coming up, not this Saturday, the following September 24th. And students that attend this course with me, they can then apply for a $500 scholarship. And I don't have that created yet. I'm working on that, because I'm really moving ahead here.
You can put that $500 directly into the Greg McDaniel Fund, and it will be used to the best of my ability.
Okay, so there you go. So then we get to give back to our community through our kids, and just having them have a great life and get going. So
that's really, really, really cool. My father did something like that back when I was younger. Back when we had computer labs, remember that? Yeah, well, Matt, you didn't. You're too young. But it was just smiling. But computer labs, I mean, that was a big thing. I mean, Jenny, you and I grew up with those things, right? And so we would, every deal, we would donate $1,000 to a school of the person's choice in their name for the computer lab. And it was a massive success. I mean, when you give back to kids in your community that's helping folks, you know, that may or may not be struggling on something, it's really, really, really amazing. So I commend you for what you're doing. I see nothing but incredible things for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You are welcome.
All right. So, Jenny, how can there's two things. Obviously, we want people to send you referrals into beautiful and scenic Tulsa, which I've heard is the Alps of the Midwest.
The chalets.
So we want,
yes, the chalets
we
go for
want people to send you referrals.
Yeah.
And we want people to obviously reach out if they want to take a step towards you in terms of partnering with you, if they're living in one of the surrounding towns / cities, or in partnering with you in that way to expand with you. So what's the best way to reach you and get in contact with you?
All right. So let's start with my phone number, 918-706-9845 here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You can find me at thewolekgroup.com. Jenny at thewolekgroup.com is my email and my website. And I have this new agent blog, and it's called Your Journey with Jenny. So you can find me on Facebook and like that page. It's brand new. It's not really, I've only got like 25 likes so far.
So you launched it this morning.
And
Your Journey with Jenny. All right, we have to go look that up.
Yes, we do.
No. Okay.
Matt's already on it. I can see him right now. Like,
I'm so embarrassed. And then, of course, on Facebook, you can find me. And friend me, I have plenty of room to accept new friends. So.
Well, damn it.
Not all of us are privileged like Greg.
Oh, shut it. God. You kill me, Smalls.
Love it.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. Well, so let's wrap this one up, and just want to point out a couple of things. So if everybody checks out the free resources, gregsfavoritescripts.com, that has got all of Greg's outbound cold prospecting and all the other scripts that are kind of his favorites. Each one of them has a link to the video that we recorded last year where he actually goes to the script and you can hear the phrasing, the tonality, and all that good stuff. It's all free. So go to gregsfavoritescripts.com. You can download that. And then Farm Like Greg, which is the exhaustive, massive, like 10 video training courses on farming with everything you've got on cold, warm, and hot outbound prospecting. And oh my God, we used to do every podcast episode, Jenny, used to be like a content dense, just nothing but Greg delivering, an hour's worth of solid content. Anyway, that you have to pay for now. So go to farmlikegreg.com. And no, this is not a podcast episode. These were actually specific training courses that we put together that are very well logically laid out. And then Greg goes into like some really interesting and behind the scenes ways to use Zillow to prospect and to uncover hidden opportunities, and then how to run events. Jenny, we didn't even get a chance to talk about events. I know they're a big part of what you do with your database. They're the same for Greg. So there's a whole bonus video on there about how to run 3 different tiers of events that Greg does with his past clients and Sphere in the Bay Area there. So that is at farmlikegreg.com.
Huh?
Hey, Greg, send me that.
Hey, I'll hook you up, Jenny. Now we're friends. I mean,
All
we're
right.
Facebook official now. So
there we go.
Facebook official. I love it. All right, guys. So make sure to reach out to Jenny. Check out her website. Friend her on Facebook. Go check out Your Journey with Jenny on Facebook. I have already liked it, so I know it is a real page that exists, and I will be watching the content on there. And so until next time, Jenny, thanks so much. You were awesome.
No. We're not done.
What? We're not done?
We're not done, Matt.
Oh. Yeah, everybody from the McDaniel Challenge. It's an hour and a half, 2 hours of coaching where you get.
This is my spotlight.
I know this spiel by heart
because you won't do the challenge. I get to do the spiel. So, guys, it's an hour to 2 hours of great time. We're going to sit back, relax, and hang out, and have a couple of drinks, and just get to know each other better. We're going to get everyone stopping you, blocking you, or hindering you from getting to where you want to be in your real estate career. Guys, look, listen to me seriously. I do this because I love you. I do it because I want to see you guys better. I have been able to talk to outstanding human beings all around the country and around the world, and just small, tiny tweaks, and you guys get to where you want to go if you put it into action. So for the love of all that's holy Christ and baby Jesus, call me, okay? Call me, okay? 925-915-1978, 925-915-1978. And for everybody except for Jenny and for Matt, you can follow me on Facebook and you guys can send me a message and I'll listen to it because I care. Okay.
Whatever. Wow. All right.
Anyways, I love you guys. Get a hold of me. Seriously, you're already April kids. Okay, you don't want to be March kids. March kids smell. Okay, so
well, no,
get
March
on
is
the bus.
So it's May. May is the next month after April, Greg.
It started with an M. Give me a break. I'm jet lagged.
I know you're jet lagged.
Yes.
We're both jet lagged. So anyway, all right, guys. So Jenny, hang out with us for a second. We will go ahead and let the general public go. You guys are awesome. We love you guys. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, all that good stuff. You know what to do. Thanks for telling a friend about the show, and we will see you next time.
Love you guys.